Hello fellow aspirants, this is me Dr. Jagdish Jagtap, and today we'll learn how anyone can build a super duper memory. In this podcast, we'll focus upon the link method of remembering lists. Now this link method relies upon linking different objects together in a funny way. Now here's a list of 20 objects. These are randomly selected. Now do one thing. Read these objects once, pause the video, take a piece of paper and write down as many as you can without looking up. Now keep the paper aside and we'll apply the link method to the list of these objects and try to remember them at the end of the video. We'll keep in mind a few principles that we have to apply to these visualizations. First, the images have to be very funny, they have to move around, they have to be extremely colorful and extremely illogical. Because this is how our brain works. Whatever is illogical, colorful, moving and funny, we do not forget easily. So let us link Virat with the missile. Imagine that Virat is batting. Instead of a bat, he is using the missile as a cricketing bat. Now imagine Virat flying like Superman from one stadium to another to attend his matches. Picture in your mind that Superman is flying with a laptop in his hand and he's playing some stupid cricket game or some stupid computer game on the laptop as he flies to save people. Picture yourself using a book like a laptop and you're punching the keys and it's not working, so you're tearing off the pages. Now imagine that the lion is reading a book. He's cozily sitting on an armchair and reading a book about hunting in the jungles. Now this linking a lion with the cave is a bit tricky because you might tend to imagine that the lion is sitting inside the cave, but that's very regular. All chaps do that. So now spice up the imagination. Instead, imagine that the lion is digging up a cave with his tail. He has some instrument around which he has curled his tail and he's digging up a new cave for himself just because he had a fight with his wife. Imagine yourself sitting in a cave and your study table for UPSC preparation is inside the cave and you have put a huge boulder outside and all the relatives have been told that this chap is preparing for the UPSC and so all of you have to stay out of this cave. Now while linking the table with the aeroplane, imagine that the aeroplane is using the table as a takeoff runway. Imagine that an aeroplane has crashed into your living room through the window. Your house does not have a door and instead people are using the window for entry and exit. This welcome mat or the doormat is situated outside the window instead of the door to welcome whoever comes in through the window. Your daily Hindu newspaper has pissed you off so much because of its difficult language that you have started using that as a doormat. Like once you are done with the paper, you will, instead of the doormat, you are using the newspaper. The newspaper wala has smuggled in a time bomb along with the newspaper, and this time bomb has a watch and it's ticking. Tick, tick, tick. Now link the watch with the moon. The moon has a brand new watch, but it's running back on time and he has forgotten to rise this time. Imagine that this moon is wearing a cap because the sun is very hot and it's difficult for the moon to travel in this scorching time, so he's wearing a hat. Now this bottle of cold drink, let's presume it's a cold drink, does not have a cap, so you're putting this baseball cap on that. Now this grass is not growing, so you are spilling the contents of this suspicious looking bottle. It's supposed to have cold drink, but it might have some other drinks also upon the grass to make it stimulate it to grow. Now here there is a catch. You might think that the easiest imagination is that the elephant is eating the grass, but that's so common. All elephants eat grass. So imagine that elephant is wearing a suit of grass. So that's something a little illogical and different. The huge elephant is trying to open a lock with a key which he has wrapped his trunk around. So that must be quite a job for this elephant. This doctor has forgotten a key in a patient's stomach while operating on him. Now once we have done with all the list and linkages, try to recall these objects in exactly the same way that we imagined it. Now I do not say that my imagination is perfect. You can try your own imagination on the same list and try to recall it. And once you master this technique, the same technique can be used for our study purposes, like recalling the Sustainable Development Goals, Millennium Development Goals, and it can be used in the studies and even in daily life. I hope this was helpful. Thank you. Have an awesome day. In the subsequent podcast, we'll be learning how to use different techniques for numbers and remembering the various articles of the Indian Constitution. Thank you. Have an awesome day.